the screen size down a little bit smaller. I'm running a pretty big window right now. So now we have another one of these pink force fields, but we can actually get at the red sphere. And by firing on it, we discover we disable it. But also, we can't hit that one. We can't jump up that way. So we may be locked in this area. I don't actually have to kill everything. I don't know why my reflex is to just murder everything. I guess it's because I'm a gamer. And this is our first item pickup. Arthur's saying that the game sound is a little loud. Yeah, let me turn that down. Alright, yeah, let me know if that should be better now. Okay, so we've picked up a different gun. We can now switch between the guns with the left, with the right thumbstick. We can also set quick features so that pressing the left or the right thumbstick will quick select the guns. So now I can quickly toggle between these two guns with the left and the right thumbstick. So the multi-disruptor here fires a single projectile, and then when you hit the fire button again, it explodes in sort of a big burst. I also take note of the design of this room, the red tiles and that weird icon directly below me. That's a really neat visual cue that the game is going to use in a second to tell me to search. And like I said, in a few minutes I will be done with the parts that I know. I don't find this gun to be really tremendously useful as a weapon, but it obviously does lend itself to a solution to this problem here by allowing us to trigger that. So I'm going to switch back to my Axiom Disruptor. Axiom! It's a future-y word. I'm curious if the name of the game actually means anything, or if it was just picked up, like, you know, like the Quantum of Solace naming convention. Alright, now see here, we're forced to engage this on the ground level, where we might expose ourselves a little bit to the bugs. I'm just pointing out these little design choices because they actually show the care that the designer put into, like, the enemy placement. And obviously we're going to keep encountering these creatures in different situations. That, you know, it's sort of a way of increasing the challenge as you get to know the enemies, forcing you to deal with the enemies in different ways. And now we can go up this way. Zilia in the chat is pointing out that an axiom is a premise or a starting point of reason. Yep, an axiom can also refer to a basic law, sort of a first principle rule, from which, what the hell is going on up there? Whoa. Okay. Little dive bomb. Oh, and that guy shoots bullets. That kind of crept up on me, huh? I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on. Yeah, so Axiom Verge, you know, are we getting close to a new law or a new rule? You know, on the verge of a new axiom, a new starting point for reason. See, I think the thing with these things, though, is that, you know, with the range on this gun, I still can't... Now, see, I fired and kind of gave away the thing here. But I noticed when I was playing the first time that, like, I shot my way through this blood to the other side, and noticed that it was designed in the same way as the room with the item in it. So, even though I got through the other side and I thought it was a dead end, I actually started shooting through the blood and found that item hidden under there. It's a really good way of signaling, and I imagine the game's going to use it more later. Man, this permanently increases the projectile size. Did it? I don't know if I noticed that. It's hard to tell. I have a feeling that that's going to be one of those pickups that you might get a lot of, that you're gradually building up the size of your weapon. Now, if I remember correctly... Oh, actually, hold on a second. I just noticed something on the map, too. If you look at the mini-map, the top of the map is open. That means there's a passage up here, but there's more of those gray rocks that I imagine I'm going to be able to get through them. Well, actually, I know that I'm going to be able to get through them, because that's about where I cut off. I cut off at that point. O-Dog is saying it's not the size of your weapon, it's how you use it. So now we can get through this passage. And we're in a slightly differently designed area. Now, this is actually neat, because if you can see those little pincers coming out of the wall, and if I start climbing here, so the creature's gimmick is that it will, the creature's gimmick is that if you're on the same vertical plane as it, it will run back and forth. But there's sort of a safe way to discover it by climbing up this way, so that now you're alert to it. And I guess if we want to, we can deal with it with the multi-disruptor. Is that the name of this gun? The Nova. Oh, the multi-disruptor is the other gun. Apparently getting 15 minutes into it, it did throw a lot of power-ups at me right away. Oh, good night, Imperial Star Destroyer. Imperial Star Destroyer is having some buffering trouble. So here we have a dead end, can't get through there, but we're being teased with with an item. I don't know, it's going to be hard for me to have a lot of insight about this game since I haven't played it before, and that's why I usually tend to... save point. That's why I usually tend to play games that that I know pretty well, so that I have something to say. Like... okay, nothing up there. Anyway, I really... The controls in this game, it's... I don't know how easy it is to tell, but they are really tight. Alright, see, this is cool, too. Notice the game. The door is red, the music changed, and there's that scary background thingy. So it's like, hey, something big is coming, and there's a save point right there. So it's definitely telegraphing something. Crap, I'm trapped. Yeah, see, this is what I would be doing in this situation. I would be talking to the bulbous honeycomb robot up there. Alright, so you can only hit the creature in its bulbous pulsing bits. Otherwise it flies back and forth, throws projectiles. It also throws these bombs occasionally. It'll do a pass back and forth. The bombs themselves won't hurt you unless you're standing on them with the explosion. It's kind of funny because that thing in the back is not its weak point, even though it's glowing red. So it's sort of in violation of some video game union rules. I also like the design of the thing because I think there's sort of a biomechanoid theme going on. You know, like the gun is a biomechanoid weapon, and that creature is clearly part biological and part mechanical. Zillia says, oh yeah, talking to bosses always works.
Excuse me, I'm lost.
Well, to be fair, Trace is just a scientist with, like, inappropriate mutton chops. He didn't know that he was going to get sucked into another... Didn't quite run across fast enough. Alright. He didn't know he was going to get sucked into another dimension. He's certainly not equipped to handle this, despite his improbable gun-wielding skills with alien biomechanoid weapons. But whatever. Because video game, that's why. Alright, and now... we pick up the next item. I'm half tempted to take a screenshot of that stupid alien text and see if I can disable it, but then... or decipher it, but then I'm also the person who, like, wouldn't start playing Fez until I deciphered all of the text in the opening monologue as an anagram. So this is the laser drill, and this device allows you to cut through these gray rocks. Sort of the, this game's equivalent of the Metroid bomb, or the Morph Ball bomb. And now as is typical, we're gonna run through a series of rooms where we're gonna be asked to use our device in a number of situations. We also discover it's actually a pretty effective weapon. And this is actually a neat setup here, because notice, like, now I'm cutting through what are basically background tiles or terrain tiles, and the game sort of forced me into discovering that by putting them exactly there. And they respond... Whoop, I picked up a power-up. Oh, okay. One of the neat things is that any tile you can drill through sort of responds immediately with a graphical change. So you can sort of quickly scan around in various areas to see, just by looking for a response, whether or not you can get through it. It's not... You don't have to do that blind carpet bombing of every room that Metroid sort of was famous for. Whoops. You know, but you still have to be relatively close. Like, so you can stand in a spot, like see this, if we think this corner looks suspicious, we can wave our drill around. And I think... I can't